The Vanderbilt Inheritance, a case from the private records of Mathias Briarwood. There are 3 things you should know about the dead. First, they lie. People have this romantic notion that death strips away all the ugly little things we accumulate while living. Pride, jealousy, shame, pettiness. They imagine a soul floating free of the body and suddenly becoming honest. It doesn't. A liar who dies is still a liar. A cruel man does not become kind simply because his heart stops beating. And a frightened woman can carry her fear into death so completely that even she no longer knows what she is frightened of. Second, the dead forget. Not everything. Usually not the things you wish they would. A mother may forget the face of the man who strangled her, but remember exactly what her daughter's hair smelled like after a bath. A murdered husband may forget the knife entering his stomach, but remember that his wife hated carnations. A child may not remember dying at all. Violent death does something peculiar to memory. It shatters it. Imagine throwing a mirror against a concrete floor and then asking the reflection what happened. That's my job. I pick up the pieces. My name is Mathias Briarwood. I'm a psychic. I'm a medium. And before you roll your eyes, I'll save you the trouble. Yes, I've heard every joke. No, I cannot tell you the lottery numbers. No, I don't know what you're thinking. And no, your grandmother is probably not standing behind you. Probably. What I can do is move things without touching them. Sometimes. I see things before they happen. Unfortunately. And I speak with the dead. Constantly. My family has been doing some version of this for generations. Briarwood blood has run through black conjure workers, mediums, spiritualists, root workers, priests, and priestesses. Some of my ancestors worked within traditions of hoodoo. Others maintained relationships with African and Afro-diasporic spiritual traditions, including devotion to the Orishas. Others practiced things they refused to name in front of children. My grandmother used to say our family didn't inherit a gift. We inherited a door. Most people spend their lives standing safely on one side of that door. Briarwoods are born with 1 foot underneath it. I make my living helping murder victims. Not all of them know they're dead. Not all of them know who killed them. And some don't even know they were murdered. This is the account of Marie Vanderbilt. She had been missing for 23 days when her 16-year-old son knocked on my door. It was raining the morning Archie Vanderbilt came to see me. Not ordinary rain. August rain. Hot, miserable rain that turned the streets silver and made the whole city smell like wet concrete. I was standing in my kitchen watching my coffee maker commit suicide. It had been rattling for approximately 3 minutes. "Don't you dare," I told it. The machine coughed. Steam hissed from its side. "Come on, we've been through too much together." The glass pot cracked. Son of a... Someone knocked on my front door. 3 times, then twice, then 3 times again. I stopped. The coffee maker continued dying behind me. There was something about that knock, not supernatural. I walked through the hallway. My house is old. I inherited it from my grandmother. The floorboards know everyone's weight. Mine produced a low complaint. Whoever stood outside barely moved. I looked through the peephole. Standing there was a boy, black coat, wet brown hair plastered across his forehead. 16 or 17. I opened the door. "You Mathias Briarwood?" "Depends who's asking." "I am Archie Vanderbilt." The name meant nothing to me then. It would later. He was skinny in that way teenage boys sometimes are when their bodies haven't decided what shape they're becoming. Pale face, expensive coat, expensive shoes ruined by rain. But his eyes caught me. Red. Not supernatural red. Crying red. "Can I come in?" "Why?" "My mother is missing." That was when the hallway light behind me flickered, once, twice, then went out. Archie looked over my shoulder. "Your light just... I know." I kept looking at him. The temperature around the doorway had dropped, not much. 3 degrees, maybe 4. Enough. "How long?" 23 days. Police? They think she left. Did she? No. You sound certain. Because she wouldn't leave me. People say that all the time. My husband wouldn't. My daughter couldn't. My brother would never. People know remarkably little about the people they love. The temperature around the doorway had dropped, not much. 3 degrees, maybe 4. Enough. How long? 23 days. Police? They think she left. Did she? No. You sound certain. Because she wouldn't leave me. People say that all the time. My husband wouldn't. My daughter couldn't. My brother would never. People know remarkably little about the people they love. But something in Archie's voice stopped me from saying it. I stepped aside. Come in. He entered. The hallway light came back on. Neither of us mentioned it. I led him into my study. Most clients expect candles, skulls, tarot cards, and mysterious bottles filled with suspicious liquids. I have books, a lot of books, 2 armchairs, an oak desk, a fireplace, and a small ceramic bowl containing peppermints. Archie sat. I didn't. Tell me about your mother. He swallowed. Her name's Marie Vanderbilt, 43. She disappeared on the 4th. From where? Home. Car? Still there. Phone? Found in her bedroom. Wallet? Missing. Passport? Still in the safe. Any reason she'd run? No. Boyfriend? My dad. People married to each other can still have boyfriends. He stared at me. Sorry, I said. Occupational cynicism. My parents were together 18 years. Were they happy? His hesitation answered me. I finally sat opposite him. Archie. He looked down. They'd been arguing. About? My grandfather. Your mother's father? He nodded. He died 6 months ago. I'm sorry. Archie shrugged. He was sick. Cancer. And your parents argued about him? The inheritance. There it was. Money. Money doesn't cause evil. I've always hated that saying. Money reveals evil. There's a difference. How much? I don't know exactly. Guess. Millions. I leaned back. How many? I heard Dad say 12 once. $12 million? Maybe more. Grandpa owned properties too. And your mother inherited it? Most of it. Why? Grandpa and Aunt Veronica didn't get along. Who's Veronica? My mom's sister. Younger or older? Younger. How much younger? 5 years. Anyone else? Uncle Isaac. Your mother's brother? No, Veronica's husband. I reached for my notebook. Full names. Richard Vanderbilt. That's my dad. I wrote. Veronica Montgomery. Wrote. Isaac Montgomery. Wrote. Your grandfather? Edmund Harcourt. I stopped. Different surname? My mom kept Vanderbilt after she married Dad. Right. Archie watched me write. Then he said quietly, Can you really talk to dead people? My pen stopped. Sometimes. So you think Mom's dead? I didn't say that. But you work with murders. You came to me. My friend told me about the window. Which Rain friend? Crawled down the glass. Does it matter? Everything matters. Someone whose sister died 2 years ago. I knew immediately. I didn't say the name. Some cases deserve to remain buried. Archie rubbed his palms against his trousers. Can you find my mom? I can try. What do you need? Something that belonged to her. He reached inside his coat, pulled out a scarf, blue silk. He handed it to me. I took it. And the moment my fingers touched the fabric, someone screamed. Not Archie, not me, a woman inside my head. I dropped the scarf. The study vanished. For half a second, I saw a dinner table, crystal glasses, white plates, A woman's hand trembling, a silver spoon falling, someone laughing, then darkness, wet earth, fingernails scraping wood, a voice, male, hold her. Then I was back. Archie was standing. Mr. Briarwood? I couldn't breathe. Mr. Briarwood? My nose was bleeding. That happens sometimes. I wiped it with my sleeve. Archie stared. What did you see? I looked at the blue scarf on the floor. Something was standing behind Archie's chair. A woman, barefoot. Her white dress was filthy. Her skin had the gray translucence of old candle wax. Her hair hung wet around her face. Mud packed her fingernails. There was black fluid running from the corner of her mouth. She looked at me, then at Archie. Her expression changed. The dead don't cry the way we do. No tears. Just the memory of grief passing through whatever remains of them. She lifted one trembling hand toward her son. Archie. You couldn't hear her. I could. Archie. Her mouth opened wider. Baby? I stood. Archie flinched. What? I stared at the dead woman. Is your mother's hair dark brown? Yes. About 5'7"? His face drained. Yes. Small scar under her chin? Archie stopped breathing. I knew. So did he. She's here, I said. He turned around. There was nothing there for him. Mum? Marie reached for his face. Her fingers passed through his cheek. Archie shivered. Mum? Marie screamed. Not loudly. Worse, silently. Her jaw stretched. Her eyes widened. And suddenly the room filled with the smell of wet soil. She looked down at herself, at her hands, at the dirt beneath her nails, then at me. I don't remember. I stared at her. Remember what? Archie looked between me and the empty space. What is she saying? Marie whispered, I don't remember dying. The fireplace went out. Every light in my house died at once, and somewhere upstairs something began walking. Slowly, across the attic floor. I looked toward the ceiling. Step, step, step. Archie whispered, What's that? I didn't answer, because Marie Vanderbilt was standing directly in front of me now, close enough that I could see soil packed between her teeth. And she said, Mathias. My blood went cold. I had never told her my name. I keep rules. Every medium who survives long enough eventually does. Rule 1. Never invite an unidentified spirit into your home. Rule 2. Never promise the dead anything. Rule 3. Never assume the thing speaking through a dead person's mouth is the dead person. Rule 4. If a ghost knows something it shouldn't, listen. I broke Rule 2 immediately. Nobody's touching your boy. Marie stared at me, and then she disappeared. The footsteps upstairs stopped. Archie was pale. What did she say? I looked at him. You're staying here tonight. What? Call your father. Why? Tell him you're sleeping at a friend's. My dad knows I'm here. That changed things. How? He followed me. The room seemed to contract. You saw him? No. He called about 10 minutes before I got here, asked where I was. What did you tell him? The truth? Why? Because I didn't know I wasn't supposed to. Okay. I stood. Okay. I picked up Marie's scarf without touching the silk directly, wrapping it in a handkerchief. Where's your father now? Home, probably. And Veronica? She comes over a lot. Since your mother disappeared? Almost every day. And Isaac? Sometimes. I stared at the names in my notebook. Richard, Veronica, Isaac. 3 adults orbiting a missing woman and $12 million. Too obvious. Obvious things make me nervous. Archie, has anyone asked you about your grandfather's will? My dad. When? After Mum disappeared. What did he ask? If Mum had ever shown me documents. Had she? Yes. My pulse changed. What documents? I don't know. Legal stuff. Where are they? She hid them. Where? I don't know. Then how do you know? Archie hesitated. She told me. What exactly did she say? His eyes moved as he remembered. She said, if anything happens to me, what your grandfather left belongs to you. Silence. And then? She said I'd know where to look. Do you? No. I glanced toward the place where Marie had been standing. Now we had a missing woman. A multi-million-dollar inheritance. A frightened son. And someone looking for paperwork. That was enough to make murder likely. But likely isn't proof. And the dead are terrible witnesses. So I did what I always do. I went looking for the place where the dead woman had last been alive.